Thursday. Welcome back to RingBell Radio. I'm Chris Page, being joined by the sauciest boss of them all, Tim Applesauce. It is Thirsty Thursday in the Sauce House. What's happening? Good morning. How are things shaking?
Hey Chris, it's ladies' night. Thursday night is ladies' night down at the House of Sauce. So it's no cover charge for the ladies, bottomless cups. If you're a dude, you pay double, and that's just how it goes.
Well, it is Thursday now. I don't know a whole lot about the Thirsty Thursday anymore. But we started off our week doing a watch along
That's
to
right.
a 6-man tag with Flair and Arn Anderson and Paul Roma against Barry Windham and the Hollywood Blondes. And then yesterday we went through the first piece of the 32 duos tournament names, this, that, and the other. Today we're going to round that out. So are you ready to rock and roll?
I am. If you haven't listened to yesterday's video, please do that first. In addition to that, you may want to listen to the first round of the tournament, which we aired last week. Give you a little context about what we're up to. But the elevator pitch here is that TPW is doing a tag team tournament called the Sex Cup. We figured we would do a duos tournament as well. Top 32 duos in ever, really. And we're not talking about wrestling duos. We're talking about, concepts, spaghetti and meatballs, salt and pepper, chicken and waffles, not just food items. We've got some others in here. I know Chris's favorite is Cheech and Chong. So we set up some pairings here. We let we let the audience vote on these things, and this is the results show. So we're getting right into it. We went through the first side of the bracket yesterday. Today we're going to do the other side of the bracket. So this is the remaining 16, and I'm ready to get to it. So what do you say?
Let's go. I'm here.
Okay. So number 3 seed, Mom and Dad takes on Rick and Morty. And are you a Rick and Morty guy? Do you watch the
I
show very much?
Danny very much is, and I've seen. I haven't seen like a full season by any means. I've seen spot episodes here and there. I think it's kind of interesting and funny. Uh, there's some aspects of it that I think's trash, but it is what it is. I did not foresee Rick and Morty getting past Mom and Dad. And fun fact, I voted for Rick and Morty
Why? That's
because I want to bust your bracket. You seem so thrilled with Netflix and like your top 4 picks. Like those are like your babies. So
I was proud.
yeah, well, I wanted to knock the proudness out of you. I don't know, and I failed in this instance because
Why do you hate Mom and Dad? That's the real
I
question
don't
here.
hate
What's
Mom and
wrong with
Dad.
Mom and Dad?
There's no problem at all with Mom and Dad. Rick and Morty's funny. Mom and Dad's boring.
Mom and Dad not funny, huh? Well, I was shocked. Rick and Morty I put as a 30 seed. I feel like they're kind of a niche product there. But for the folks that do watch the show, there is a mom and dad on the show. It's I don't know her name, but Jerry is the dad of the family. And I thought this would be very telling to see, do you take the side of Rick and Morty, the grandpa grandson, or do you take the side of mom and dad on the show? I figured people who had great childhoods and who have great parents would have to go mom and dad, and the people who were like, you know what, fuck mom and dad, they would go with Rick and Morty. And what we've got here in the results is by a margin of 2-1, mom and dad. So that gives me hope that the American family, is not dead just yet. That mom and dad are still getting it done.
Mom and
Uh,
Dad will fall to Cheech and Chong.
well, they're going to have to do that in the finals because they're on the
You
opposite
see,
side of that
I
bracket.
know. You see where I'm going with this.
Okay, well, it's possible, unlikely, but possible.
Sure,
If
sure,
if
Chan.
you're listening if you're listening to the show, you can go on Twitter right now. You can vote on the next round of this competition, and you can help your favorite duo get through to those finals. Of course, there's no prize other than bragging rights between Chris and I regarding which duo makes it to the end. And if you've got a duo who didn't make it in the tournament, we may do a NIT tournament here for duos that are audience submission. So let us know what you think. Okay, next matchup, rum and coke, which is the only alcoholic combination here. Maybe gin and tonic,
Mm.
or Jack and Coke, or 7 and 7 might have fared a little bit better here because rum and coke got demolished by steak and potatoes, which was another one of your suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know,
No shock there.
79% steak and potatoes.
No shock at all.
I'm a little shocked. I'm a little shocked. I
Why?
thought steak was one of those items that was kind of losing favor.
Dude, who
You
doesn't
know,
like a good fucking steak, man?
I mean,
A good
everybody
ribeye? Come
likes the
on, man.
steak, but you don't eat as much steak as you used to. Steak's expensive, man.
It
You
is,
gotta
but
you gotta finance a steak if you want to have a good one. Um, I do like steak and potatoes, but I do like rum and coke also.
well, where did you vote on this?
I voted on steak and potatoes
Okay,
because
so
you're right. A good ribeye is just chef's kiss. Just. Mwah.
yeah, no. I mean, I had one earlier this week. It was phenomenal.
But if I'm trying to turn up, rum and coke because beer saucy is completely a different animal from alcohol saucy. That's a little tidbit to keep in your pocket there. Uh, Two different people, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So
Which one's Jekyll and which one's Hyde?
well, I don't remember which one is the worst one, Jekyll or Hyde, but rum and coke I get wild when I'm drinking rum.
Oh.
So
Well, chicken, well, Miss
yeah, we could
Saucy.
file that for later. Next matchup. This one was a little bit of fan service for John Cable and his merry band of nerds. Dungeons and Dragons versus Chicken and Waffles. Chicken and Waffles at a 22 seed absolutely demolishes Dungeons and Dragons. 69% nice over Dungeons and Dragons. Any surprise there?
I didn't know. I went chicken waffles, so when I saw the poll results after the vote, I was kind of a little shocked. Like I thought it may be a little bit closer. But I didn't anticipate Dungeons and Dragons pulling it out. I don't know why they were seated higher than Chicken and Waffles, but
Well, let
um,
me explain to you why I seeded
you
them
you
so
know what?
high.
Hey, why don't you explain it to me?
I will. I will.
Go right
So
ahead. Floor's
Dungeons
yours.
So, a night of Dungeons and Dragons is a great time, memorable, right? You can remember your best night playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing D&D. But chicken and waffles, you can't remember the best chicken and waffles you had. Their chicken and waffles is a
Gladys Knight's
consistent
Chicken
plate.
and Waffles, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, but which time? I'm assuming you've been there multiple times.
Which time? I've been
Yeah.
there twice, and both times were equally as fucking epic.
So the
And if
case
it,
I'm trying to
if
make is
well,
that I could have chicken and waffles every day. It's that good. But every day would not be memorable. It's solid. It's a go-to. You know what you're going to get. D&D, you don't know what you're going to get. It's a wild card. It's going to be memorable, but you could not do it every day. Like you play 4 or 5 hours of D&D and then you go, "You know what? I'm good for the next 4 weeks. Let's meet again next month and run it back again." Chicken and waffles, I could have it every damn day.
yeah, well, it's chicken and waffles. Give me a little bit of hot sauce, and I'm good to go.
Amen, brother. Amen. I'll mix it up. I'll put a little bit of syrup on my chicken.
Yep,
I'll put a little hot sauce on my waffles.
yep.
You know me. I love the sauce.
You can't go
So
wrong.
I'm gonna sauce it up either way. And I'm not surprised to see chicken and waffles get there. Everybody loves chicken. Everybody loves fried chicken. It's a
Mm-hmm.
fact. So that does set up a really great matchup in round two.
The
In
main
that matchup,
the main
we
event of
had
round two, I'd say.
yeah, yeah, yeah. At a 27 seed, we had Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom versus Macaroni and Cheese, which is a juggernaut. Probably should have been seeded much higher here because Mac and Cheese wins with 72% of the vote versus Indiana Jones. And Chris, let me ask you this question: of all the Indiana Jones movies, which one is the best one?
Temple of Doom.
That's what I said, but I was corrected by your good friend, the mechanic, Peter Vaughn, who told me, no, 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 Sauce, you are wrong. Temple of Doom is not the best one. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the best one. However, it's not Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's just Raiders of the Lost Ark. The follow up movie, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, uh, was not included. Actually, I don't even remember why it wasn't included. I got lawyered by your buddy here. He told me that it made sense why I had to choose this movie, but it was the inferior pick of the set.
Gotta love
And
Vaughn, man.
I mean, he's very good at what he does,
Oh,
right?
he is.
He could sell ice to an Eskimo, I'm sure of it. But he made me question my entire thought process here. I would have picked macaroni and cheese anyway
Hmm.
because I mean I could eat macaroni and cheese probably twice a day
So
for the rest of
this
my
this
life and be
conversation
fine.
with Vaughn, was it a private conversation?
Oh no, it was out in public. He
Oh,
just completely exposed me in front of everybody.
ah, I'm gonna have to go and check it out because I was about to DM him while we were on the show and say, so what's this about? Uh, Raiders
It's say,
of
hey, I heard that you embarrass Sauce Boss when talking about Indiana Jones, and he'll say, oh yeah, 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 I'll tell you all about it. I'm sure of it.
Oh,
So that sets up that main event matchup in round two. Of course, we're gonna have mom and dad versus steak and potatoes, which is a solid matchup, right? I mean, it's two go-to reliable choices there. But the main event is chicken and waffles versus mac and cheese. And Vegas is going to have those odds at 50-50. I mean, it's even money on either one of those.
would you like for me to read you the message that I just sent Vaughn?
I don't know. Do I?
Well, it's super simple. It just says, so
Okay.
I hear you tore Sauce a new asshole over indie movies.
Oh, he was kind to me. Uh, you know, uh, he doesn't have a bad bone in his body. He wanted to know what the thought process was, which I took that as a compliment. You know,
Yeah.
I appreciate people paying attention and trying to work through how I seeded these because, well, I didn't spend a lot of time doing this, but I spent some time trying to put together something that made some sense.
Well, I will have you know that he did respond, and it was, Vaughn. He's a good guy. Not that I'm aware of. What did I do? And I was like, no, brother, it's a joke. The Indiana Jones Raiders over Temple.
Right?
So yeah, he's going into
I'll
the
say,
whole
oh
spiel
yeah,
now. Now he's got it.
yeah,
He's like, oh yeah, now let me tell you about it. So, go ahead.
yes.
Yes. I
Okay, next matchup. Next matchup: Coffee and Cream versus Beauty and the Beast. And surface level, this is an unrelated matchup, but under the surface, if you really think about it, Coffee and Cream, Beauty and the Beast, there's a metaphor to be found there. And Coffee and Cream wins it, but I don't think it's based on the metaphor. I think people are just addicted to coffee.
well, I don't think that this was much of a matchup, in my opinion, when I saw it on the bracketing. This is Beauty and the Beast versus Coffee and Cream, right?
That's right. Coffee and Cream wins
Oh yeah.
57% of the vote, and it's pretty close. It's closer than I thought it would be.
Well, I mean, I think I know where John voted on this. Obviously, he went with
Yes.
Coffee and Cream.
So
Uh,
did no what? Oh, no, I didn't. I went with Beauty and the Beast
no, I knew you
because
went with
I don't.
Beauty and the Beast because you'd think coffee's river water.
Well, no, it's dirt water, right? It's drinkable. River water may kill you, but dirt water, if you add enough sugar to it and whipped cream and sprinkles, I mean, it'll get you through until about 10 a.m. when you have that mid morning poop, and then you're ready to get some work done.
I can't with you right now. I can't. I can't with you. Coffee and Cream does pick up the win.
Let
And
me let
uh,
me ask you a question before we forget about Beauty and the Beast forever.
Okay.
You've seen the movie, right? Everybody's seen the movie.
Sure, sure,
At a
sure.
certain point in that movie, she has completely convinced herself that she's ready to bang a wild animal, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like
Bestiality.
she doesn't know that he's going to turn into a beautiful prince. He's a wildebeest, and she's like, yeah, you know what? My options are limited, so
And she wasn't
I'm
a bad
game.
looking gal.
No,
I
gorgeous,
mean,
smart. A little kinky though. Like she was,
wow.
down for a little furry action there. Um, so I think it's probably best that we move on before I say anything that really gets me in trouble. Coffee and cream, well deserved there. Great job. In the next matchup, we've got Salt and Pepper, the seasoning and the rap group, versus Peanut Butter and Chocolate.
Yeah.
Peanut Butter and Chocolate pulls it out 58, 57%.
Yeah,
Were you
that was
disappointed?
no, that was iffy. That one was an iffy one either way. I kind of figured people were going to go for the side of chocolate and peanut butter. But I wasn't going to be shocked if Salt and Pepper had pulled it out either. I was actually going to break into "What a Man" by Salt and Pepper had they pulled through here, but since they did not, we get to save the listeners from that horrendous torture.
I'm a mark for Salt and Pepper. Back in high school, I was on board with whatever they were doing.
Yeah,
So, I would have loved to have seen them go on, but peanut butter and chocolate is the perfect combination. I was reprimanded for not including peanut butter and jelly in this tournament, but it didn't seem right to have peanut butter listed more than once. So I went with peanut butter and chocolate, which I thought was the sexier pick of the two. I don't think anybody gets excited for peanut butter and jelly. They'll eat it, sure, especially some Uncrustables. The I may or may not have eaten an entire box of Uncrustables over the course of a day. But peanut butter and chocolate is just a game changer, right? Reese Pieces, little candy bar in the peanut butter jar. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a good time right there. Peanut butter and chocolate wins 57% of the vote, moves on, takes on coffee and cream in the next round, and that's going to be telling. You're going to have bitter versus sweet. I mean, you already know where I'm going
it's a tough
in that
one.
round.
That one's going to be a tough one. As these rounds progress, these duos are going to get a little bit more tougher to narrow down. And I'm here for it because the more those upper seeds start to fall, the more pissed off Sauce Boss is going to get about it. And I'm here to see the hostility of mom and dad being the next eliminated. Just like his front runner, Netflix and Chill,
Mm.
no longer here.
You know, I was told that coffee and cream is not accurate. It should be coffee and cream and about four sugars and whipped cream and a little flavor shot and some sprinkles and no foam. Like nobody has just coffee and cream. They really got to doctor that shit up to get it right. So maybe people do recognize that and go, you know what, coffee and cream only, not a game changer, not enough. Um, or maybe they say, fuck it, coffee is God, and it could have been coffee and dog shit, and it still would have made it to the final. So let's see how the addicts vote in the next round, and maybe PB and chocolate goes down. All right, the next matchup, a 15 versus 18 seed, spaghetti and meatballs versus bed and breakfast. I really thought that people would take sleeping in and eating in bed over carb loading at dinner time, but spaghetti and meatballs pulls it out 64% of the vote.
I wasn't surprised by that. I like me a good old plate of spaghetti. Uh, and I feel like it was. I'm not even gonna try and put over bed and breakfast. I just when I saw it, I just felt like that was the call was spaghetti and meatball, and that's where I went.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to share this or not, but you're sharing a special occasion at the house of Paige. You know, little birthday action, little
Yeah,
anniversary action.
today's Danny's birthday. Or no, as of the recording, tomorrow's Danny's birthday. Today, yeah. Sorry, that's stoned. Go ahead.
So I don't mean to call you out here, but I think a little breakfast in bed might be in order, might be a game changer. I will tell you that spaghetti and meatballs in bed, not a wise decision. Those stains do not come out, and they're very difficult to explain away. So, bed and breakfast would have been the way to go, in my opinion. But I'm just one man, I'm just one vote. So, spaghetti and meatballs moves on into the round of 16. And that brings us to the final matchup of the first round. And I cannot believe it turned out the way that it did. I I don't know what these people are up to, Chris. Thunder and Lightning, a 31 seed, takes out the number 2 seed, Hugs and Kisses.
My
You sons of
favorite,
bitches.
my favorite of the entire first round.
What? Please, just talk me off the ledge here.
I'm not gonna talk you off the ledge. I'm ecstatic that Hugs
Why?
and Kisses
Why?
gets knocked out in the first round. That is that
It's,
is two of your top four. So I'm halfway there on making sure that none of your top four make the finals of the duos tournament. That will make me such a hero within the community to know that I have helped lead the charge to take out the top four sharpshooters of your tournament.
there will be retribution to be had at some point here. When we do this next tournament, you're going to rank them, and I'm going to lead a campaign just to shit on all your favorite things.
I'm not
So,
shitting on it. I just don't want your top four to win. You're these are
mm,
you picked every combination here minus a handful. So everyone you're winning either way because
so
you're
here's what I took away from this matchup. You've got Thunder and Lightning, which is chaos and destruction on one hand. You've got Hugs and Kisses and everything that's sweet and nice on the other hand, and people choose chaos in this situation. They say, no, kisses, yuck, hugs, ugh, who needs them? Give me destruction. Give
no,
me
that's not it.
electricity.
That's not it at all. It's you.
No, okay,
No, you openly went out and said Hugs and Kisses was one of your favorites. So the
yeah,
listeners out there decided to punch you in the nuts, and they did by putting over Thunder and Lightning. It's you don't
yes,
listen. It's only a matter of time before Cheech and Chong goes off that list, bud. Like I want they're my sentimental favorite, but at some point the listeners are going to turn on me, and they're gonna knock out Cheech and Chong, and they're probably going to do it to one of your favorites just to fuck with me right back. I get it. It's just how we roll.
maybe.
Uh, but I think that Thunder and Lightning, I kind. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of surprised about this one. I
Well,
was kind of
clearly, I didn't
surprised.
think much of the pairing here because
No, you were
31
just a
seed.
you were a cocky son of a bitch, and it just cost you on this one.
It did. It took out one of the fan favorites. You know, should I ever run into any of our listeners in person, let me make a formal request. I prefer hugs. You know, we can hug it out. Uh, do not bring a little bit of lightning and a little bit of thunder. You know, let's hug it out. Let's work it out. No destruction. Let's just play it cool. That's, you know, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I see that people choose chaos. 57% of the time they say, no, fuck it, burn it down. And that's telling.
So much to say to that. Let's run through round two real quick. We go from 32 to 16, so this would be the Sweet 16. Let's run down the matchups, and then let's tie a bow on it and get out of here for the weekend.
Yeah, these votes are going to go live here pretty soon. If this is Thursday, then I think the voting may have been over by now. We're trying to squeeze in all rounds of this thing in a reasonable amount of time. So we might get 2 rounds done before this airs. There's probably still some time for you to vote on the next round, but follow us on Twitter to get all the recent information on these voting blocks that we do. Okay, in the second round, this is the round of 16. We've got number 1 versus number 16, Milk and Cookies versus Bread and Butter, and I think that's a no-brainer. As much shade as you want to throw on me, I don't think you're gonna crap on Milk and Cookies because, I mean, that's
Oh, I
that's
can, and I
perfection.
will.
No, no, you're just fucking with me now.
Been fucking with you this whole episode, dude. What are you
You can't even say that with a straight face. If there's a restaurant and they came around with a basket of bread and butter and a basket of Oreos and milk, and they said, "Which one would you like?" Yeah, I have to believe people are going to take
Bread
the
and butter.
Oreos and milk. No, 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 no.
Bread and butter.
Okay. All right, so you get a basket of bread and butter and you get a tray of Oreos, but one of the lines of Oreos has already been done, and instead they filled that line with milk and they just sit it on the table. And you have the choice, which one are you going with? I mean, the milk is there. It's getting warm. You need to dunk the cookies now before you lose your chance.
I mean, I'm not gonna politic here, but I would love to see an upset. I would love to see an upset. You guys didn't let me down. We got rid of 2 in round 1. We have the opportunity to get rid of 2 more, and then it's anyone's for the taking. Bread and butter.
It's not happening.
Let's make
It's
that
not
happen.
happening.
Bread and butter. Let's make that happen.
All right, next round is a toss up. Unrelated items here: sausage gravy and biscuits versus Batman and Robin. That's a coin toss. I don't feel
Sausage,
strongly about
biscuits,
either
and
one.
gravy. Sausage, biscuits, and gravy.
Could be. I think this is a regional thing, though. If you're south of Virginia, then you're probably going sausage gravy and biscuits. But if you're a Yankee or you're international, you're probably going Batman and Robin. So I
Well,
anticipate that to be pretty damn close.
I would let me say this. I think if Milk and Cookies were to advance and Batman and Robin were to advance, I think there's another tough call in the next
Yeah,
round.
yeah,
So
it
I
is.
mean, it's interesting. It's an interesting run, uh, either which way. So we're gonna find out.
Next matchup: Bacon and Eggs versus Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Based on the first round,
and barely banging
I, I
coconuts together.
I'm gonna say I think Monty Python's probably gonna go on a run here, and I don't want it to, but it'll happen.
I'd love to see it. Let's go, Monty Python. I'm
I
rooting for you.
I see a campaign forming here to get it going. All right, the next matchup: Cheech and Chong versus Romeo and Juliet. This is the heavyweight fight right here. Would you rather be in love or would you rather be stoned?
We're going Cheech and Chong.
Oh,
I want Cheech and Chong to make a run. I would love to see them win this whole thing. I've made no bones about it, folks. So if we can axe love and move on and get stoned one more round, we'll be okay.
can I get real with you for a second here? And
I don't know if I
can I
can.
share a little bit of personal information?
Sure. I mean, no, it's all right. Go ahead.
I've been in love many times. I've made many poor decisions while in love and done some very stupid things to impress women. I have not, however, ever been stoned before. Not even once. Not even smoked a cigarette my entire life. And that's a fact. So believe it or not, I'm rooting for love here, Romeo and Juliet. But I also love Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. Um, that's I don't know how to take that, buddy, but I'm proud that you have never partaken in herbal supplements.
Yeah, it's not a pride thing. I grew up around some wild people, and I just said, nope, not me. I'm getting out of there. So that was a little bit of fuel for me to come along the way here. But now that it's recreationally approved in my home state, that's kind of a game changer. So who knows if that lasts forever. I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll do whatever I want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can't fuck it up now. I've gone too far.
Yeah. Right.
So let's see. In my old age, I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'll tell you that much. I've been very kind to my body so far. It's time to uh, just send it. All right. Next matchup: Mom and Dad versus Steak and Potatoes. I'm going Mom and Dad all day here, but I
Nope.
do love a good steak, and I love potatoes.
Listen,
I'd like to
guys.
have both.
I'm asking for two out of this 16. We've got to get rid of we got to get rid of milk and cookies, and we have got to get rid of mom and dad. If we can make that happen, the rest of the deal is sealed.
Don't
So
kill Mom and Dad. Don't.
think how great a porterhouse. Just just think about that porterhouse and
No, no,
or a fat fucking bone-in ribeye. Uh, oof.
No, you're wrong. You're
You're
wrong.
no.
Nobody has steak dinner at mom's funeral. Okay,
We're
it's
not at mom's funeral. You can have steak anywhere, but if you wanted to have
but
it at mom's funeral, you could because that's what the funerals are for. You go and you celebrate the life and you go eat. Like isn't that the thing?
no, no. I mean, the cost of admission here is mom and dad are
Stop
out.
trying to
They're gone
save your
forever.
number two seed. It has nothing to do with mom and dad and everything to do with it. You place them in your top four. I want your top four out. I don't care who they are.
I see your game, you rogue. Okay, okay. Let's move on here. Chicken and waffles versus mac and cheese, and
This is what I
this is
think your
another
main event is.
banger.
This is the main event. This is, I mean, between this one and the Cheech and Chong battle, um, I don't know. I really don't know.
This, it's the perfect entree versus the perfect side item here. So it's
I really want to go mac and cheese on this.
yeah, there's no losers here. I don't want to give away too much about myself here, but I love mac and cheese, and I've probably eaten barrels full of it. As, and I've got kids. They eat a lot of mac and cheese too because it's. Uh, I don't have to sell mac and cheese, right? It sells itself. It's it's a perfect food item. When the world ends, there will still be mac and cheese, and it'll still be bomb ass mac and cheese.
This will be one that if chicken and waffles goes over will shock me.
Yeah, that's probably safe to say. I wouldn't be upset though. Next one does make me a little upset. Coffee and cream versus peanut butter and chocolate, and coffee free since '93. I'm not. I'm not voting for coffee ever. This is PB and chocolate all day. Cannot change my mind here.
Well, I'm not gonna try to change your mind because I kind of want peanut butter and chocolate to advance in my because it's my own personal bracket. So we're in line on that one.
I will throw something out there though. I despise coffee, right? It's pretty clear, pretty that's been stated as public knowledge. But
Dirt
I'll throw that
water,
in as a
right? Isn't that what you call it?
that's right.
Dirt water.
But I'll offer it up as a bet that we'll do a bet on a prediction show, and if I lose, you guys can pick a drink of your choice, and I will choke it down during a live stream or during one of our videos to your great pleasure. Frozen mocha is what I'm seeing in the chat there. But whatever drink that you say that I should have that's going to change my life, I will consume it. But I've got to lose something first, and Daddy don't lose. I don't know how else to say it.
Well, now it's my personal mission. So, uh, let's go.
So we've got Mania.
Challenge
We've
accepted,
got Mania
motherfucker.
coming up soon, right?
Yes,
We're
we
gonna do
do.
a prediction show for WrestleMania. I'll put that on the line, and maybe we'll concoct. We'll find out what your weakness is and what John's weakness is, and maybe we'll each put something on the line there. And the loser will have to do a punishment. I think that would be the best way to handle it.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Well, let's round this
I
out.
I don't know if John's probably not going to buy into it though because he just has not had a great track record with these things so far. So
He's
maybe a
terrible.
mono thing.
God, he's terrible. That's literally the absolute worst person to make a prediction. Ask John Cable.
Well, maybe he can be the referee. He can sanction the event between you and I, and we'll go.
Oh no, we need him in it because that way we know that it's we're guaranteed not to really lose the whole deal. So
Uh,
I mean
we have
he's
to
got to
talk
be
to
involved
Peter
in
Vaughn.
it.
Maybe Peter Vaughn can broker a deal and talk him into it. Just has a way with words, right? He can talk anybody into anything he wants.
God love
All right,
Peter
so
Vaughn.
let's talk about this final matchup here: Spaghetti and Meatballs versus Thunder and Lightning. And if you sons of bitches pick Thunder and Lightning again over Spaghetti and Meatballs, which this is my go-to when I feed the kids, Spaghetti and Meatballs is like, shit, I need to feed everybody on $8 or less. It's Spaghetti and Meatballs again, kids. Uh, you know, I you can't screw up Spaghetti and Meatballs. You can't. Out of a can, perfect. Out of the freezer, perfect. Homemade, perfect. It's all good. What say you?
Um, just for argument's sake, I'm gonna root for Thunder and Lightning just because you have such a passion for spaghetti and meatballs. I want to play spoiler, and if we can, I'm just gonna keep it real. If we can kick out your whatever the fuck you have in mom and dad and I don't know whatever the first one was, we can kick those guys out. We're gonna be milking cookies. We're gonna be looking good to start knocking off some of the other outstanding teams that you have a soft spot for. I've now
So
made it because you're such a good predictor, and you're so fucking incredible at it, and have such a you know a deal. We're gonna game on, game on.
I see what you're up to here. It's not going to work. Cooler heads are going to prevail. People are going to go, you know what? I can't, my heart just won't allow me to vote for the worst anymore. We had 13, 14 votes in the first round. I'm going to bet that we get over 20 votes this round and that justice will prevail. The right picks will rise to the top here and we will get real winners at the end. Mom and dad specifically are going to win out here.
Well,
And the
no,
crowd's not going to let me down. There's no way they're going to do it.
no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I tell you what will happen is we're gonna be back next week. We may be doing another watch along. We may be doing obviously follow up on this content. We may be doing some stuff with some cyber baseball announcements and different odds and ends. There's a lot of stuff happening on Over the Top Network. Sauce, you want to say anything to the people before we close it out?
Well, hey, I appreciate you listening to the show here on Over the Top. I know it's a silly topic, but I hope everybody had some fun talking about this kind of stuff. We want to present content like this. If you like it, please let us know. If it sucks, that's okay too, as long as you're listening to it and we've made your day a little bit better. Then we've done our job here. So this is the best duos ever. If this goes well, we'll do 32 more picks here, and we'll just have a little bit of fun with it. So,
Ho- Holy shit! He's been gone for 2 days. It's John Cable.
hey, buddy,
What are you gonna say to the people?
he's still on mute, is what he's saying.
Oh, bong hit.
Well, what I'm going to say to the people is if they love the duos, you should get with the tripod and drop those savage elbows down below on that ring bell so you can keep up with all the content right here on OTT Network. We've got the best duo combos coming right at you every week until these brackets are done. And I, for one, am here for it. Mom and dad are going down, but I am stressing about this coffee and cream versus peanut butter and chocolate. This one's going to tear me apart, not just my household, but me. And if you want to see me rip myself apart, well, there's only one way to do that. That like and subscribe down below so you can see all the episodes coming up in the weeks to come. But it's been a pleasure having you with us today. I'm coming in with these big chair shots, and we'll see you again next week.